Focus. Down the barrel. If you're struggling with exposition, you can fix it with just one question. What if I told you I have a mole on my butt? That was probably a weird time for you to learn that about me. And much like a back-end birthmark, it came out of nowhere. That was Clunky Exposition. Now, you might be asking, do you actually have a mole on your butt? But unless you're my doctor or that special friend from band camp, that's none of your business. The point is, that wasn't the time to learn that. And that is the key to good exposition. My name is Jesse Hampsch. I'm a composer, lyricist, and playwright, and I have an MFA in musical theater writing, which is one of only a few degrees of its kind in the whole world. I also run Show Lab, a free community for theater writers on School. Let's take the following scene.
Hey sis, it's so cool that you're my sister.
And it's cool that you're my brother. Remember when Dad left us?
Wait, do you mean your dad or my dad?
Both?
Oh yeah, right, because we're brother and sister.
I'll take my Tony now, please. Okay, this scene is bad, but there's really only one overarching problem here. These characters already know all of this, so why are they saying it now? The underlying goal is we, the audience, need to learn that this is a brother and a sister, and that their dad left for waffles and cigarettes one day and never came back. But because they already know these things and they're just saying it, the exposition comes out as clunky. But it's actually a really easy fix, because you only need to solve one problem. How do I make this information relevant and necessary right now? So let's talk about the two main details of that scene. There are two siblings, a brother and sister, and they have an absent father. We can solve this a number of ways, but let's just ask a few questions first. How do these siblings feel about each other? How old are they now? Do they live together? What are their habits? How do they feel about Dad? We could ask more, but let's start with those. And right now we're just practicing writing exposition, so let's not worry too much about plot, let's just make some decisions. How do they feel about each other? Let's say they love each other, but they can get on each other's nerves. Pretty normal for siblings. How old are they now? Let's say Sis is older and 22 and 17. Do they live together? Yes. What are their habits? He's clean, she's messy. And how do they feel about their absent dad? Let's say Bro misses him and Sis resents him for leaving. Great, now we can start baking those into the scene. So now, how can we put tension into the scene that makes all of these details immediately relevant? They live together, and let's say they share a bathroom, but we don't want the audience to think they're a couple. So the scene could start like this. Brother's coming out of the bathroom.
Hey, I just tried to brush my teeth and I got a mouthful of your hair. Can you please keep your comb on your side of the sink?
Let's say Sis is eating cereal. This is my bowl.
How about this? When you start paying rent, you can complain about space.
Great, we just learned a few things. They squabble, nothing big, but minor annoyances. That probably signifies an older relationship, probably nothing new. They could be siblings, but they could be a couple. But they did stick their tongues out at each other. So maybe they're siblings, or maybe they're just childhood friends. But for right now, that's probably good enough. Exposition is a lot like an old man at a urinal. You can just let it drip out. All right, let's keep going, because we gotta get Dad in there somehow. This one's a little bit harder because brother and sister is an ongoing fact, an ongoing relationship, and Dad leaving is something that happened a long time ago. So we need to figure out how to make it really relevant right now. Like, why are they talking about Dad today? They probably don't talk about him every day. So what about today makes it important? Could be his birthday, the anniversary of him leaving. One of them does something that reminds the other of him. Maybe one of them needs something that only Dad could have done. Maybe sister is forced yet again into the role of Dad. Again, as an exercise, it doesn't matter, so let's just choose that last one. Sister is taking the role of Dad. We left off talking about the rent.
Maybe when you start paying rent, you can complain about the space. So?
So what?
I can't take care of you forever. When are you gonna finally get a job?
Conflict arising out of need.
Look, I've tried. I just don't know how to act in interviews.
Well, how do you act? What do you wear?
I don't know. This?
That? Come on, you have to at least wear a tie.
I never learned how to tie one. Dad was supposed to...
And then sister reacts to that. And then maybe bro says something like,
Do you ever wonder
Wonder what?
Why he left?
All right, that last line's a little daytime Emmy for me, but it works. But now we're cooking, all right? We know they're siblings. Sis just said she's taking care of him. And then now, in relation to the job interviews, we learn that he never learned how to tie a tie, which is something that dads often do for their sons. These are problems that the characters are facing right now. So yes, you can clean up any exposition by making it relevant to your characters now. But another question that great writers ask is, if not now, when is the most powerful time to reveal this information? Let's go back to the mole butt example. No, seriously, stay with me. Let's say I'm a character in a comedy thriller, and I'm the prime suspect of a murder. But, no pun intended, we discover security footage of the killer leaving the scene of the crime. But oh no, he must have forgotten his belt because his pants fall down as he's running away, revealing a perfectly smooth set of walnut crushers. That is the perfect time for me to drop trow in front of everybody and show them that derriere dark spot, that full moon melanoma, the back crack Cindy Crawford, because there's never been a more important time for me to reveal that. So yeah, it's not rocket science. And really, if you just ask that one question, how do I make this important now, you can fix any exposition? I don't know, fight me on that. If you liked that and like going deeper on topics like this, again, I run a completely free group called Show Lab on School. I'll link it in the description. And if you liked this content and want to see more of it, well, you know what to do by now. You do the likes, you do the subscribes, you do the hype, whatever that is. And seriously, it's free for you to do, and it keeps me off the streets, which is good because I'm getting older and this doesn't fetch what it used to. Lastly, if there are any topics that you want me to cover in a future video, just comment them down below. For example, if you're a songwriter and you want to learn more about rhyme, I did a pretty cool video about that right here. But yeah, till the next video, thanks for spending some time with me. Goodbye.